Hello, and welcome to the Disco Tray Studio stream. I'm Andrew Eveld, and last week I was on here and I played the Oregon Trail and showed how it could be used in a classroom setting just to learn about the Oregon Trail and the hardships that went on during those times for the migrants who traveled from Missouri to Oregon. And today we're going to be looking at a newer game. This game came out in 2013, um, and it's called the Migrant Trail. It was inspired by the Oregon Trail game, and it's based off of some information that um, was brought to light by the documentary The Undocumented. And the documentary went over some of the aspects of some of the migrants' lives who some of the migrants who immigrated from Mexico to America, and um, more specifically, who passed through the deserts of Arizona to reach um, their destination of America. And so, like, some of the things that you can expect from this game to teach children in the classroom, whether it be middle schoolers or high schoolers, and possibly even college age students, would be to kind of like teach them how to put themselves in another person's shoes and kind of like get to experience what uh, other people who don't have as maybe as good of luck as we here in America have. We can experience some of the things that they go through. It can teach the student empathy and compassion for others, and just give them a greater understanding of what happens at our borders. And some of the things that I think that could be taken from this game is like a lot, like give the student information about immigration and like the issue that is frequently debated among the different political parties of America. And like one of the goals could be to uh, encourage the student to start forming their own opinion about immigration and the pros and cons of each side of the argument. And I think that this type of game will really allow the student to be able to understand more fully what's going on at the border and just be able to form their own opinion and be able to debate among themselves and discuss the differences in their opinions and their ideas. Um, so the goal of this game, um, as in this game, you can either play as a migrant, as you can see here on the screen. You have two options: play as migrant or play as patrol. As a migrant, you will be traveling from Mexico through the desert into America or as Arizona. And you'll be facing some hardships along the way. You'll have to make some critical decisions about the type of food that you buy and how much food, how much supplies you carry. And I think you'll have to make decisions about your party because you'll be traveling in like a whole group of people on your journey. So you'll have to make decisions for your party. Um, I think at some point you might have to decide whether to leave someone who's injured or unable to travel behind, just because that's the type of decisions that actual migrants would have to play or have to make in real life. You can also play as a patrol, which is also like a very important aspect of our border and just the way that America handles immigration. Because as a patrol, you're wanting to capture migrants, but you also want to save migrants. You don't want them to die in the desert. So um, there's like this like double aspect of, oh, they're committing a crime in our country, but we also need to help save them because that's the right thing to do. So as a patrol, you'll just be patrolling through the desert, um, trying to find migrants to save, like migrants who are dying, to save. Um, so the goal of this game is not really like just to win or just to make it through. It's more just about experience, what the message of the game of this game that it's trying to give us, trying to teach us about immigration, some of the hardships that people face as they um, migrate from Mexico to America. Um, so if you decide to use this in your classroom, a really cool or a really good idea would be to watch through the documentary this is based on, documentary called The Undocumented, and watch that first, and then maybe play this game just to like enhance the children's learning, make them make decisions themselves, and experience what is actually happening. Um, so I think we'll go ahead and get started with this game. I think I will start to play as a migrant, and then if that goes quickly, and if I have time, I will go back and play as a border patrol. I kind of want to see both of the different aspects of this game. So here we go. It's estimated that every year an untold number of migrants cross through the harsh Sonoran Desert from Mexico into Arizona. Before crossing these before crossing, these migrants gather in Alta, Mexico, and pay $1,500 to $2,500 to join a crossing party. Crossing parties by are led by four hired guides referred to as coyotes. They dictate the route and they dictate the route and speed of the group. If you cannot keep up, twist your ankle or run out of supplies, they'll leave you behind. On average, 200 recovered human remains, bodies and skeletons of migrants are found each year. It is not known how many are never found. So that's crazy. Um, Already you see just like the dark truth of what can happen on our border. These migrants who are really desperate join these gathering parties and where they risk basically just being abandoned and left in the desert. So that could be a talking point in a class, how desperate and what are some of the conditions that leads someone to decide that they want to join a crossing party and cross through a harsh desert just for life in America. What are some of the things that people see that America has that Mexico has maybe? Okay, so here is the crossing party. On May 24th, 2013, 12 migrants set out from Alta, Mexico. They crossed the border into the United States, trekking through the Sonoran Desert to a pickup near Arivaca, Arizona. Experience the journey as each member of the crossing party. So it looks like some of the other members are locked right now, so I'm guessing you have to play as each one to unlock the next. This coyote, he says that he's got a partner that'll pick us up by the highway outside Arivaca. It's going to be a long walk, and we'll need to be quick. So you had to deposit $1,200 just to just to join this party. That's like quite a bit of money, especially for uh, a lot of these less fortunate people who are looking to cross the border. Like $1,200 could be almost like all the money that they have. Um, that's like another talking point. Um, like, is it worth it to hire these coyotes to get you out of this desert when you have to like pay so much money? Um, looks like we had to play as Diego first. He's young, strong, and athletic, so maybe that'll help us in uh, crossing the border. Um, so we have a prologue. Well, I think these are some of the clips from the actual documentary. I am guessing Diego was actually a person who was featured in the documentary. So Diego, my family moved to the north side of Chicago when I was 6. Year two back, I got kicked out of high school for fighting gangs. You know how it is. When I turned 18, they deported me. I guess I'm not their problem anymore. But Mexico's not for me. I'm going back to Chicago. My uncles are there. They sent me enough money for the trip. Okay, so this guy, he had already been living in the United States, but then he got sent back to Mexico, and he needs to find his way back. So this could be also another talking point among the students. Just why do people get deported? Um, like maybe we can discuss why he only got deported when he turned 18. I'm sure there are reasons, maybe even laws that we have here in America for this sort of thing. Um, so let's continue on, see what we have to do. Okay, so it looks like we have a bunch of different types of clothing and supplies. See, baseball hat keeps the sun off your head, countering dehydration. Shoes make the hike less grueling, help you conserve energy, protects you from physical damage, cacti, shrubs, and elements. For the jacket, long sleeve t-shirt is lighter than a jacket, but still protects you from minor cuts and scrapes. Okay, so I'm guessing you get to choose whether you want all these clothes or whether you just want to risk it and just wear what you have currently have on. Like, actually, I don't really know what the clothing you currently have. Um, and there's a bunch of different types of food. Jerky's lightweight, packed with protein. Tuna is good for mid-sized shot of energy. Canned beans, good source of energy. Oh, the cans are quite heavy. So I think the more down here you have this little weight gauge. I think the more weight that you are carrying, the slower you will go, and I think the more energy you will burn faster. Um, so I think we should get some lightweight energy. Looks like we can carry 5 pieces of jerky. I think that's cheap enough. We can get it all. Right here, we start out with $100. So basically, it looks like that we spent most of our money just paying for the coyote. Um, let's see, antibiotic ointment. Ointment heals physical damage by treating cuts and blisters. Water keeps you hydrated. Electrolyte enhanced water boosts your energy. Um, so tuna tin, these are pretty cheap, so we might as well buy some of these. I don't really know how much food we need to make it. So I think this baseball hat would be a good idea. It counters dehydration, and water comes in heavy jugs, so we don't want to have to carry around so much water. Uh, Helps you conserve energy. All right, so it'll be a good idea to buy these. Okay, so this protects you from physical damage. So that might mean that we wouldn't have to use antibiotic ointment as much. I don't think like if we get a jacket, I don't think we really need to buy the long sleeve shirt. Um, so I guess as we go through this, another discussion point among the students could just be just talking about the load that each person has to carry on their journey. Like students have to carry around these heavy backpacks all the time, but it's probably nothing compared to having to carry jugs of water, cans, food, and protective clothing. I think we probably need some water, even though it's heavy. Um, and some apples. I think these apples add a little hydration. Let's add some more water because we're going through the desert. So I'm guessing water is pretty important. Um, I'm guessing we should get some of this antibiotic ointment. That's pretty expensive. And then a can of Vienna sausages, 27 pounds. Yes, I don't think anyone's backpacks at school weigh 27 pounds. So a lot of times there's people who are like younger and not as strong as some of these school students. So carrying this much weight is like really a big deal, especially when you're walking through the hot desert and sweating and getting tired, and you have to keep up with everyone else or you get left behind. So I think that's all we need to start our journey. I'll go ahead and buy that. Okay, so it looks like we have started our journey. Oh, we're just crossing the US-Mexico border. It's interesting the top-down view they give us. Oh. Okay, so Diego twisted his ankle. So we can do nothing, give Diego supplies, or leave Diego. So these are the kind of decisions you end up having to make when you're traveling in this pack. Give him some antibiotic ointment. You can see our hydration slowly wears down and our energy slowly wears down. It's kind of weird that they just gave us antibiotic ointment to take care of that. That doesn't really seem like a twisted ankle sort of situation, or sort of um, medicine, I guess. So right here already we had to make a decision regarding which way we should go. I guess it doesn't really make a difference. I feel like the coyote should be telling us which way to go. Let's just go that way. I don't know what the difference would be. Hours. Oh wow. Okay, we got 30 more miles to go. Wait. Dirt road. You just crossed a dirt road, leaving footprints. Border Patrol might be able to track you. Increased Border Patrol site radius. Oh man. Okay, something else. I know you had to like use this go back button to uh, keep from running into border patrol when you see them. So we'll have to see how that turns out. I'll keep my mouse on this button. Okay, one of your stats is getting low. Try dragging an item from your backpack to your character to replenish their stats. Okay, hydration is getting low, it looks like. And energy. Energy is up. Meet a humanitarian aid worker. You meet up with a humanitarian aid worker who provides you with water. Oh, +1 water. I don't think I can carry another 1 water. Uh, okay, so this is cool. Another discussion point talking about who are the humanitarian aid workers. I'm guessing they're just people who are traveling throughout the desert, looking out for migrants and trying to take care of them. Um, I guess you can also like try to talk about what are the laws about these humanitarian aid workers, um, or it, maybe talk about if they're following the law by doing what they're doing, or if they're breaking the law. Who, I guess who knows if there's some law in America about helping these migrants, since they are committing a crime in our country by coming in without um, since they're coming in illegally. Does do our laws prevent this sort of thing from happening, and are those laws just? Would be a good thing to talk about. I don't think I actually got any of the water because I already had 5 out of 5. I'll go and hydrate. Okay, water is a lot of hydration. What? They already increased their sight radius. Man, how far is it gonna be? So I think when border patrol comes along, they're just in like the little police car, and you had to like, go back before they stop you, I guess. Um, the path winds around a wooden hill. You can escape the sun for a bit by climbing it. What's a wooded hill? Okay, so you can escape the sun for a bit by climbing it, or continue on the flat but sun-baked trail. So I think we could walk up the hill because I have more food than I do water. We're probably just it's more simple to walk up it, burn through the energy that we can replenish pretty easily. So we've been traveling for 25 hours. Another wooded hill. Let's do the same thing. Let's eat a tuna tin. The coyote wants you to take some pills that will make you walk faster. It will dehydrate you and sap your energy. Um, this is weird. I wonder if these pills actually exist. It's kind of. Okay, so do we refuse coyote and lose 20 of our will, or do we agree and we gain speed, lose hydration, and energy faster? So I don't know how important our will stat is. Let's refuse the coyote. Don't need him telling us what to do. We're doing just fine on our own. Okay, we get to rest under some trees. Gain some energy. I feel like we started going slower after I refused the coyote. Um, okay, so I guess I have to take care of everyone with my antibiotic ointment. Oh, nice. Getting some water from water tanks. So here, as you can see, oh, oh no. Alright, looks like the Border Patrol caught us. And looks like this is stuck in the loading screen. So it'd be difficult to pretty much not get caught by the Border Patrol. I guess I should have just went a different route instead of trying to sneak past them. Oh well. Alright, so let's reload this page since it's not loading. Okay, so it was pretty difficult to get through there as a migrant. Um, so again, we can just talk about like you could just talk about with the students some of the hardships that you have to go through as a migrant and just like some of the decisions you have to make, some of the tough decisions about the stuff you carry, the people that are with you. Should you leave people for you to make it yourself? Or should you like just risk everyone getting caught and arrested or taken into custody just because this one person got injured? Because essentially leaving them behind in the desert is a death sentence. Not many people can just survive in the desert, especially when they're injured with not much water or supplies. So let's play as the patrol now to kind of learn about their perspective. Every day, U.S. Border Patrol agents patrol the Sonoran Desert along the Arizona-Mexico border. Their job is to apprehend undocumented border crossers, provide first aid to the injured, and locate the remains of the dead migrants. Okay, so there's a lot of jobs here. We want to save the migrants as well as apprehend them, or apprehend undocumented border crossers. Um, so yeah, this would definitely be a tough job. Like, um, you can encourage the students to just think about the border patrol agents and like the stuff they have to go through themselves. Um, just like they have to see like all this they have to see all these terrible things happening. Sometimes they have to do terrible things to the people who are desperate and just want to make it to America. And you can like kind of think about whether it's like are they bad people for apprehending these migrants, or are they just people who are someone who's doing their job, who doesn't really have a say in the matter? That'd be an interesting discussion to have and to encourage among the students. experience the game from each agent's perspective. Your goal is to catch or help as many migrants as you can. How you distribute your time on the job is up to you. Okay. So you can play as Anderson, Ruiz, or Silva, but Ruiz and Silva are locked, it looks like. So, looks like you have stats for migrants apprehended, migrants died, applied first aid, miles traveled. Okay, so let's patrol. Oh, so I guess this is Anderson. I grew up in Montana, so I am used to being outside, being on an ATV. It's a thrill I couldn't. It's a thrill. I couldn't be trapped inside. I did my Mormon mission in Oklahoma City, teaching migrants English. It feels weird to be out here trying to capture those same folks, but having met so many migrants in Oklahoma City, I can understand why they risk their lives to come to the U.S. Not a popular position, but I come by it honestly. Okay, so this um, border patrol agent is not just like some cold-hearted um, person who just like wants to capture migrants for the sake of capturing migrants. He understands like what they have to go through and the hardships they face, even when they get to America. So let's see some of the things that we get to do as Anderson. Okay, you have 5 hours in your patrol. Try to apprehend and help as many migrants as you can before time runs out. The slower you go, the wider your circle of vision. Move faster and your circle of vision shrinks. When clues or migrants appear in your circle of vision, click on them to follow them to traveling, injured, and dead migrants. When your circle of vision becomes red, it means a clue or migrants are nearby. Try slowing down so you can get a better look. Consider how you treat migrants. Applying first aid may take more time out of your day, but it will give migrants a better chance at survival. Okay. It looks like you get the option of applying first aid or just apprehending them, I guess. Just looks like we have a faster and slower speed. Oh, and we can go back. Let's see if we can grab it going fast. Oh, okay, you find a rusted tuna can. I'm guessing this is the road that the migrants are trying to get to. Let's go down this way. Um, yeah, this would be quite a boring job to have. Just driving through the desert. It's not super exciting, but it's an important job because. Oh, okay, rusted tuna can, great. Because you also are wanting to save migrants because a lot of them probably don't understand just how dangerous this journey is before they go on it. Because maybe the coyotes who you hired to take you across the border, maybe they're not trying like to give you the full picture. I've heard some pretty sketchy things about the coyotes, um, and maybe they just like don't kind of explain everything to you. They want you to give them the money and have them take you through the desert. I don't know. There's really not much going on. Got 2 hours left. Oh, a rusted sausage can. Great. Wonder why I haven't found anything else. I guess is this supposed to make you feel hopeless? So maybe you want to just talk about, oh, there are all these people who are just driving through the desert and don't really have much to go on. We're supposed to follow these clues? I don't know. Covered 54 miles. Oop. Okay, so we just got a call that some remains have been found, and so we search the remains and find a wallet with a driver's license. You relay the information to headquarters and let the morgue know about the body's location. Okay, so the remains were identified and your family. Oh, I didn't get to read all that. Oh, empty Vienna sausage cans. So many of those. I kind of was hoping to save someone. Oh, okay. Okay, so we got a call about the migrants group. A migrants group. Upon arrival, you notice a small cloud of dust kicked up by a migrant group walking in the distance. You apprehend them and prepare to take them in. So you give migrants first aid. So I have 21 minutes left in shift, but it takes 30 minutes to give them first aid. Let's see if we can do it. Wait. Okay. So we apprehended 4. We gave them first aid. Have 0 minutes left in shift. Oh, are we going to be left this loading sign again? Gosh dang it. Okay, so that might be the end of our game. This game was really informational about what happens at the border, especially at this section of the border where the migrants are trying to cross into a barren desert. Um, and no doubt they're crossing through this desert because there's not really as many people to see them, and it's hard to patrol the entire desert because it's not just like you can just have people just sitting out and at every single twist and turn of this desert. It's a big desert, so it'd be a very educational experience just to play through this game, see what the students think about it, and try to get them to like put themselves in the shoes of these other people, whether it be the border patrol or the actual migrants who are pretty much risking everything just to get to America. So there's these people, like, as you're teaching these students are in America already, and they've been living in America since they were born. So it'd be it's important for people to know like how lucky they are to already be able to live here, and just how many people die just trying to um, get the stuff that we experience every day, and like live in the place that we experience every day. So I think there's like some cool information down here, information about the documentary. If you want to like experience this game for yourself, go to the undocumented.com. They have some of the information about the movie, director, producer Marco Williams. Um, Looks like it froze up for a second. Looks like you can see a trailer down here. Um, Here's more information about the film. I guess you can rent that somewhere. And here is a map of, I believe, the deaths or bodies found on the trail. So the interesting thing about this map is from 1981 all through here. Like, it's not even every year that they have a death. It's every few years that they find people, they find deaths. But then in 2001, you get a lot more deaths that have popped up. And maybe something to talk about with the students is what happened in 2001 that led to more people wanting to migrate and take this tough journey. Did some of America's laws change? Immigration laws change? I don't know much information about our immigration laws. Maybe this is something that is covered in the documentary, but every year after that, it's just more and more deaths that were found in this desert, in this Arizona desert. So I hope this was an um, informational experience for anyone who watched. Um, Hopefully, if you decide to use this game as an educational tool, the students will learn a lot about immigration and about some of the hardships. Thank you for coming to watch, and I'll see you all next week.